Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How y'all doing? We're going to do something a little different tonight because Pastor messed up and asked me to lead this entire thing, all right? So I told him I get to choose what to talk about, what to play. Pastor and I have had many opportunities to go to lunch together. And this started when he kind of brought up the idea of an Ignite-ish service. We didn't have a name back then. And so I just went to talk to him about it. Just talk to him about it, right? Not like volunteering, not like I'm your guy, but let's talk, because that was a part of this process for a long time. We ended up talking about more than just Ignite in our lunches, and we got to know each other, and kind of on a more personal level, we got to learn about our lives, our background, where we came from. And one thing the pastor learned about me is that I have a philosophy that our world would be so much better with kindness. That word for me means so much. And it just happens to be that it's been kind of the theme lately, and we got, right, people have their yard signs for kindness, but that's huge for me. You think about just the political things going on right now, kindness. I mean, imagine that. If everybody on both sides of the aisle in between were just kind, that would be awesome. So tonight's message is the power of love and the power of kindness, because I think that those go a long way for us. So I chose this tonight. It's not up there. But, sorry, Jim told me it wouldn't be. What does it take to get into heaven? That's what I wanted on the screen. I don't have the answer. That's not why I put it up there. I'm not here to share with you what it takes to get into heaven. In fact, I tried to do a little bit of a count on Sunday, just sitting in the pews in the sanctuary at church. I know there are at least minimum 100 of the exact same book in this church that gives the answer about how to get to heaven, right? Lots and lots of Bibles around. I need something simple. I'm a simple guy. I need clarity. This is why I don't like Shakespeare. Sorry, English majors. I don't want to have to decipher the language. I want it clear and easy and brought to me in a way that I can understand. So, kindness, right? Power of love, power of kindness, I think, is a beautiful thing that can get us a long way. I do not believe that we are ranked to get into heaven, right? I'm in line, and dude from high school's already up there, and I'm like, how'd you get up there? He's like, I got an A+, bro. I'm like, oh, dude, I got a D-, barely made it, but I'm gonna wait my turn. I don't believe that we are ranked in that way like we would be at school. I think that kindness in your heart, treating people with kindness, is that the only way to get into heaven? I don't know. I'm not there yet. Hopefully I am. But I think that is super important to our journey towards our faith and towards getting into heaven, is just kindness. It's something that has been bestowed upon me a million times. And so tonight I'm going to talk about kindness in my life. And then I'm also going to talk about, on the other half, is how I got to holding this microphone tonight at the Ignite service. Anyone in my life who's known me my whole life, even as early as 5 years ago, would be like, dude, you're up talking at a service? What are you doing? You're in a praise band? You, bro? Yes, my sister Jeannie came 4 months ago, and afterwards she's like, who was that up there talking? That was not my brother I grew up with, right? So we all have this journey that we do. I told Pastor I was really excited and kind of proud of myself that I actually did look up scripture from the Bible, because I don't know the Bible like a lot of people, and I don't have the vocabulary that Steve does and all the pastors that we had. I don't have it, but I did find 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7 says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So tonight, I'm going to share as much as I can in a cohesive, coherent manner. I have lots of pages and notes up here. It's going to get messy. Where my path has led me here, and the importance of kindness. So, this is the only time tonight I'm going to ask for staff. Oh, I feel like I'm at work still. That was a long day at work. It's been a long school year, y'all. Participation. I'm going to ask you guys to throw out a number for me. So I did a little more research, and I thought this was really telling about love and kindness and the things we're talking about. So, there's no wrong answer. Throw out if you think you have a good guess. In the Bible, okay, first, love and kindness. I also picked 2 other words that I thought were the opposite, which would be anger and hate. So if we got rid of anger and hate, we lived in love and kindness, right? How cool would that be? how much better it would be. So in the Bible, guess, how many times is the word hate referenced in the Bible? You guys, someone has to answer.
95.
95, we got, okay, let's, at least two more, please.
200.
200.
1,012.
1,012. Okay. I'm glad that you were wrong, Lynn. It is 86 times. So let's go to the next word. Anger. How many times is anger referenced in the Bible?
That would be
87 times.
87. Yeah, 87.
50.
50.
155.
155. 358. Okay. Now we take a little bit of a jump. How many words? Okay, think about it. 358, the word anger. What about kindness? How many times is kindness referenced in the Bible?
2,000.
1,000. 2,000.
1,012.
1,001, right? What was that? Price is Right? So actually, only 400, right? 400 times is kindness referenced in the Bible. And then the last one is love, right? How many times is love referenced in the Bible?
5,000.
5,000. I need two more.
955.
855. Yeah.
1,012.
Thank you. Thank you. From the back. 751 times.
Oh, wait.
So when I think about that and the importance of loving kindness and juxtaposed to hate 86 times, love 750 times, it's telling us something, yeah? Like it's leading the way for us. So with that, we're going to start tonight's first song, and it's called The Power of Kindness. And I've been asking for a long time for anyone to throw me a name of a song because I really don't know this music well. And then I got comfortable kind of finding my own music, and Don Mallory sent it and got forwarded to me. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I listened to it. I'm like, oh my God, this is meant to be. So thank you, Don Mallory, wherever you are tonight. We're going to do Power of Kindness for you guys.
East Coast. Colors cruise. Usually she does that. Jim said that.
Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, come wealth's in our hands. So give a little, all, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Look up now, people, keep your heads to the ground. We are the river flowing where generosity abounds. So give a little, all, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. give a little love, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than you know. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Oh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming, we can help shape what's ahead. Kindness as our currency, Commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little love, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than you know. Aren't they great?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And we are bummed out. George is homesick tonight, so prayers to George. And Roy got his dates mixed up, and he plays in every band in the valley, pretty much. And so he realized he has a gig tonight at CSUS with his jazz combo. So Roy's not here. And then Ryan and his son are taking a hiatus from the band, so you get the original Trunk or Treat band tonight. That's what we got tonight.
That's a good one.
This is hard to talk and then sing and then talk and then sing, right? Okay, so I do not have a lot of memories of my childhood. I just don't. They all kind of started around junior high. And then Pastor asked if I could do this tonight. I think it was because no one else had volunteered, so here I am. Thank you, Steve. And what happens when someone asks you to talk about something in front of a group of people, at least for me, is I obsess over it. And it goes round and round and round and round and round in my brain. And I've given this speech 4,000 times in the last 3 weeks in the walk with my dog. And a lot of memories came back. And that was really cool. So, starting young, I went to a Christian school in Modesto from kindergarten through 3rd grade. My mom was like a teacher's assistant at the school, and so we rode our bikes together. We were close enough to the school to ride our bikes. It felt to me in my memory like we did this every single day from kindergarten through 3rd grade, but back then it used to rain, it used to be foggy, right? We actually had winter back then, so I'm sure it wasn't every day. But there was a stop that we made often on our journey. Often, more than I should have, right, Mom? Like, yes, but I love you for it. So, in between our home and my school was the greatest donut shop in the world. Anyone name?
Mr. T.
Mr. T's. Okay, not Mr. T's. It is officially Mr. T's Delicate Donut. It's on the sign, right? That proves that they are the best donuts ever. So, talking about kindness, which comes in all different kinds of ways, shapes and sizes. It doesn't have to be giving. It could be a silent hug. It could just, sometimes you don't realize that someone's been kind to us until down the line, and right? And we realized that that was a really kind thing they did. So I would go in there, and after we'd been there for so many times getting a Bavarian cream-filled donut and chocolate milk on the way to school, I got to know Mr. T, the actual guy who owned it. So he knew us. We were regulars. It was like going into Cheers, but it was a donut shop. And so he had this stand-up arcade cabinet of asteroids. Anyone from the 80s remember stand-up arcade cabinets, asteroids, right? So after a while, I'd walk in, and I'll divert real quick. I always have my keys here. I don't remember the last time I haven't kept keys in my belt. I thought it was from my years as a maintenance worker for City of Modesto. And during this process and journey of me getting ready for tonight, I realized, no, there were two very important people in my life who always had this. And I think that's where it came from. Mr. T was one of them. I'd walk in, he'd clip it off, he'd throw it from behind the counter, I'd catch it, walk over to that arcade cabinet, open it up, and just click like 200 credits in it. Throw him the keys back, and I got to play for free forever. I got to play for free forever. What a beautiful, kind thing for a little boy to have this dude who owns his favorite donut shop to do that, right? And then because my mom worked at the school, we always got there early, and I got to hang out with a dude called Big Bob. Big Bob was big, like big, big, big. He was the custodian of our church. And I swear, 6'7", Mom? I mean, giant dude. And he was so kind that he would let little me, 6-year-old, just travel along with him all morning, and I would, hold his broom and change garbage cans with him. I probably slowed him down. He never let me know. He was always very appreciative of me, and I thought that was also really kind. But when we're talking about kind of how I got closer to God, or my first memories of church that affected me, it was same church, very young, I guess 2nd or 3rd grade. My mom told me she was getting baptized. And I didn't know, I'd heard about baptism, didn't really know what it meant, right? And so in our sanctuary was very similar to ours, except it was more barn-shaped on top, and the back wall was wooden paneled. So we're there on a Sunday, and my mom is getting ready to be baptized. She goes in the back. And then way up high, right? Way up high, these 2 huge panels open up that I didn't know really were there on this wooden wall, and they had a bathtub up there. And there's my mom, and there's the pastor, and for me, what looked like angels. The lights shining up out of that tub. I'm in church, and my mom and my pastor are way up there, and there are these beautiful lights. That struck me, and I had forgotten that even happened until I thought about this. And Mom, you can tell me if I have all my stories wrong. This is just what I remember. Okay, good. She says thumbs up. My mom was concerned on Sunday that there were some stories that maybe I would tell, and I promised her I wouldn't. So that was kind of, for me, one of those moments where it clicked. Like, I had a relationship with the church for a long, long time. So I haven't always, as a young adult especially. That was powerful, and I love when those memories come back. So this next song isn't necessarily a Christian song or a praise song. It is a song by a guy named John Prine, who I love. Yeah, I know Lynn, you like this one too. I remember that. It's called Angel from Montgomery, right? And it is a beautiful story, and it's a beautiful song. And sometimes music doesn't have to exactly say the words, but if you feel it here, then that's what it is. And the kavita of the song is that when I was in junior high, my dad loved John Prine, and it was the one album I'd put on when my friends came over and my dad wasn't in the room, to just make fun of my dad for his horrible taste in music. I'm like, do you hear this, guys? This is horrible. One of my favorite artists in the world now, right? That's how life goes. Like the Beatles and Elvis, they were crazy and they were going to turn the world upside down. They did not. We're still here. So we're going to play Angel from Montgomery for you. I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man is another child that's growing old. If dreams were thunder and lightning was desire, this old house would have burned down, I said, a long time ago. Make me an angel, fly from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living's just a hard way to go. When I was a young girl, had me a cow. time, and no matter how I try, years just roll by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel, flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living's just a hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can hear them, they buzzing, and I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the heck can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening, and have nothing to say? Make me an angel, flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living's just a hard way to go. Here I go again, right? You guys, don't get away from me tonight. You can leave, I suppose. And I just want to also give props. Mr. Alex, our singer, jumped on the drums and yeah, right? Yeah. That's the lucky guy I am. Okay, gotta find out where I'm at. 4th grade. We just went from, I'm not gonna go through every year of my life, I promise. This is not gonna be a 2-hour thing. 4th grade, moved from the church where I went to school to Presbyterian, Trinity Presbyterian in Modesto. And I have a bunch of cool memories from there too. So I talked about how I am not well versed in scripture and in the language of a sermon or a pastor. But at that church I was in Awanas. Anyone remember Awanas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I am so bummed because through all of our moves, I've lost my little burgundy vest that had the little crowns on them. And if we memorized a Bible verse every time we came in, if we memorized it, right, we got a little different colored jewel to put in that crown, and I love those. So I didn't even know I was learning about the Bible, but I was, right? This particular church also had what they called the community closet. And when we talk about kindness, kindness of strangers sometimes is a cool thing. So I remember as a kid, we weren't wealthy, we weren't broke, but we weren't wealthy, and like a lot of families, I think, my mom took me a couple times, like for back to school shopping to the community closet. Well, I didn't know the difference. I thought it was amazing. I remember one year I got a Le Tigre shirt and a Gator shirt. If anyone remembers Le Tigre and Gator, like with the little embroidered crocodile or like the little tiger, and I was like, what? Like the rich kids have this stuff. This is awesome. I got it for free. I didn't know, right? And thinking back about that, what an amazing act of kindness. because all of the people in the church donated these really nice clothes, and they weren't concerned about who got it, they knew someone would. They didn't do it to get recognized, they did it out of the kindness of their heart. I think that's a beautiful thing. We do that here. We've had the food pantry. We do all kinds of amazing things in this church, right? Where we're not looking for recognition for it, we're doing it because it feels good to be kind. Can we agree with that?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
it feels good to be kind. Have I always been kind? Oh, no. No. I've not always been a good person, a good husband, a good parent, a good sibling, a good neighbor, a good boss, a good employee. I am not. But I do try to be kind, and I think that that's going to make a difference at the end. I really do. I think that's part of it. So then we're gonna skip real quick to 2004. Well, 2000. Liz and I got married in 2000. This is when Dave was here. We were the first couple that Dave married at this church. And so we got married and then had this beautiful idea 2 weeks later to load up a U-Haul and drive to our new place in Astoria, Queens, New York. Before GPS, so we had stacks and stacks and stacks of MapQuest so we could find our way. And because we were young and didn't know what we were doing, we're like, it's summertime, it's August. Let's leave at like 1 a.m. Without sleeping all day. And by the time we got to the salt flats in the middle of the night, I was like, we brought like 40 D batteries for a little boombox, and they started to die. I'm like, Liz, like something, quiz something, anything. And then she was asleep. I'm like, hey, quiz me. But we showed up. We showed up to New York, and we got our first place. I got my first job at the ASPCA in Washington Heights. Everyone know ASPCA?
Yep.
Animals, right?
Yep.
So my job was I tended the kennels. So I cleaned the dog kennels, and I took them out and walking around the neighborhood in uptown Manhattan. And it was a no-kill shelter, which was awesome, but it also broke my heart because there were dogs that had been there for years and years living in a little cage. But it's good work, right? So the point of that is I brought home my first paycheck, excited. And we looked at the paycheck, and we're like, well, my month of paychecks won't cover rent, let alone food or bills or anything else. So we were broke. We were, classic story, young, broke, newlyweds in a new place around no one they knew. Liz's family, Kathy, I'm calling you out a little bit, and my mom as well. So growing up, Christmas vomited inside our homes. Like literally, everywhere is Christmas. Everywhere is Christmas. And Liz and I loved it. We grew up that way, but we did not have anything for Christmas, and we didn't really have money to do anything for Christmas. Our landlord, who was a little lady from Italy who spoke very broken English, who we kind of had to kind of tell her that we were Italian for her to rent this place to us. This is back before there were a lot of laws against that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
The laws were in place.
They were probably in place. So yeah, we're part Italian, absolutely. So we got this place, and it was awesome. And like I had to pay rent in cash in an envelope shoved under her front door. That was the only way she would accept rent, right? So this is old school. But our first Christmas there, we found a gift on our porch from Teresa, our landlord, which was a box of Christmas decorations. Like, this lady did not have to do that. We weren't close. We kind of tried to avoid each other, I think, because we didn't understand. We thought she was the cranky one downstairs who could kick us out at any moment. What a beautiful form of kindness to really people she didn't know. We're just renters upstairs in a brick row house. So I thought that was awesome. While we were also in New York, there was a station on TV. This is the weirdest thing. I don't remember if it was cable or if we had rabbit ears, but on Sundays, all day it was about farming. We're in Astoria, Queens from Denair, and we're watching a farming channel, like about different kinds of tractors, and like this felt so nice. Right? We needed home a little bit. But I think at least 6 times there was an hour-and-a-half documentary about old Appalachian bluegrass. And it kind of was a documentary about the Stanley Brothers, who, you guys can look them up. They have 400 albums. They were amazing. They were kind of the pioneers of bluegrass, which I still love. They converted me from a metalhead to a bluegrass guy while I lived in New York, and that was exciting for me. I found a new kind of music. And I ended up going to see Dr. Ralph Stanley. One of the Stanley brothers died very young. Ralph Stanley, Dr. Ralph, continued on into his 90s, recording and playing music, had his sons in his band. I got to go in New York and see him live at a big, huge, beautiful theater with my buddy. And afterwards, unlike probably a lot of what happens today at shows, but you walk out and the whole band's sitting there at a table. Come on up, let's talk, shake our hand, let's hang out. And it was so cool. You don't have to pay, you don't have to wait in line. So I got to shake Dr. Stanley's hand. I'm not like an autograph hound, like, you know, you're cool, I know you're famous, that's cool, I saw it, that's good enough, but I got his autograph. But what a lot of people don't know about bluegrass music is that it is rooted, to the root, it is Christian music. If you listen to any bluegrass, half the album's gonna be some old school hymns that they make really fast and up-tempo and fun. So that was another part of my life where I was able to kind of like, I feel a connection. And for obviously music connects me to a lot of things, but it really connected me we didn't have a church in New York. I don't know why, but we didn't. But it connected me to God in a way that I didn't know was going to be there, and I didn't expect to be there, and I thought that was awesome. So that's the part of my sharing of my journey here. And then after this song, I'm going to try to wrap it up and make it all make sense. I'm getting the eyebrows, like, good luck, bro. So this next song is absolutely a classic, one that I love. These songs just, oh man, they fill. I feel them. Gladys Knight and the Pips covered this song. Randy Travis covered this song. Ella Fitzgerald covered this song. When I looked it up, there are at least 400 artists that I love that have covered this song. We're not going to do as good as any of them. I mean, they get paid for it, right? It's A Closer Walk with Thee. Okay? And we're gonna try to make it pretty and have fun with it. And it's a small group tonight. You guys can sing. I like to hear it. I like to feel it. Even if you just mouth it, it makes me happy. I think you're singing out loud. So you can lip sync with us, okay? No, I didn't get any heads, okay? We'll do it anyways. Just a closer walk with thee. Brandon, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Through all through the toils and snares. If I falter, Lord, who cares? Oh, with me my burden shares. None but thee, dear Lord, none but thee. Just a closer walk with thee. Brandon, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let when my feeble life is o'er, and time for me will be no more. Guide me gently, safely o'er to thy kingdom, dear Lord, to thy shore. Just supposed to walk with me. Prayer in Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to me. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. Didn't that feel good? Right? It feels good. There's something about this powerful music, that old stuff. I need to sit, y'all. Okay. We'll get wrap it up. Let's do it. So, Ignite tonight. How did I end up here talking to you guys tonight? This started with Pastor Joe. And when Pastor Joe was here, we put out a search online. We wanted to start an alternative worship service. We didn't know what it was going to be, what it was going to look like. We were looking for a leader. And at that point, I was the chair of the Stash Parish Relation Committee. So I got to sit on interviews. We actually interviewed people from what I'm doing tonight. And we found someone we really liked and we offered the job. And then it didn't work. It just didn't work out. Pastor Joe moved on and we got Charles. And I had a very different and amazing relationship with so many people who have led this church. And I think as a congregation, we've been blessed with the people that we've had leading our church. Like, we are lucky to have the people we've had. Right? Yes. You too, Steve. You're included. Charles and I were very close on a personal level, and he really wanted to get this started. So we started the start of trying to make this thing happen. And then he got sick. And then we lost Pastor Charles. Then COVID hit, right? And, man, what would we have done without Mark? Mark came out of retirement to come back and get us through that time.
That was wonderful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that there was a time where it was a struggle to get me to church. But when I found out, so we've had lots of guest pastors, right? They come 1 or 2 days, whatever, pastors deserve time off as well. Al Updike. Whenever I knew that Al Updike was going to be here, I was here. Because Al Updike explained things to me in a way that I could understand. And he was funny in an amazing way. He had a sense of humor. I just really enjoyed those. So all that to be said, we've been very blessed with the people that we've had lead here. And all of those people have had a role in my moving to being here tonight, in my journey to becoming closer to God and my faith. Because there were not always times where I was super confident in my faith, right? I know people who've said, I'm more spiritual. Well, I've been that person. I don't know, I'm not sure if I believe that there's something better. There's something better. There has to be something better. Well, I know it's God now. And all those people I'm talking about, my mom and Kathy, all the people in my life, my family, they've made me see my kids, right? I mean, Lord, what a blessing to look down and see little babies that are like, you helped make? What? And now they're jamming with me? This is pretty awesome. And then some dude from Ohio came with thoughts. And I now see the slow manipulation that Steve used to work me into this role tonight. But it was a beautiful thing. He believed in me to do something more than I thought I was able to do. That's kindness. I've told the story many times, but the night before this first Ignite service, like I really did. I wanted to vomit. I was so sick. That first night was horrible, right? I was shaking. I couldn't think. I didn't know. I had never been to an alternative worship service. How am I supposed to help lead one? I don't even know what they were supposed to look like. And Pastor said, one of the kindest things I've ever heard, right? He said, don't worry about it, man. God needs this to work way more than you do. I thought that's, kind of feels good. I'll feel a little better. We'll get through this. Over time, it will gel, right? So going full circle with all of that, from being a young boy in church and having all those memories come back, having an amazing family and all my families that I've been a part of, the churches I've been a part of, the Christians who have been a part of my life, all the people who show me kindness, I try to give it back. I try to give it back, and I think that if we can leave tonight with just one thing that sticks, is that whether we like someone, or they annoy us, or they're the person who doesn't get social cues and just keeps talking, right? On the phone, you're like, okay, gotta go. And then, okay, I gotta go, but let's be kind. Walk out of this room with kindness in your heart, and I think that we will make a difference. That's kind of how I feel. So this last song is another really, really old one. I'm gonna try to sing the first verse like Johnny Cash did. This will be interesting. But it's Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And it's an old timey band, a song, and it is powerful, and this is spiritual and Christian in all of its ways. So I thank you guys for listening to me tonight, and we're gonna finish with our last song. So thank you guys. This one too is fun to just sing out. It has repeating parts, so it should be good. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate your patience tonight with me, and we just love being here with you. So you guys know we love being here with you. We love having you here with us, and this is magical for us. So thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and hopefully we'll see you guys next month for Ignite. Thank you, guys.